So your math test is Wednesday, covers ratios and unit rates. And this is to help you prepare for your test. Let's go through a couple of test questions. The directions for this page are to write the ratio based on the picture above. And so this is asking you to write the ratio of red to blue, which means that I would count the red and count the blue and write 2 to 1. Remember, ratios can be written 3 ways. So I would accept 2 to 1, or I would accept 2 to 1. The next one says write the ratio of blue to all. And you have to remember that all means all. So blue is 1, and all is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the blue to all ratio is 1 to 6. Squares to not circles. I have 1 square, and then I have to count everything that's not a circle. And because a square is not a circle, I count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the ratio of squares to not circles is 1 to 4. Shaded to not shaded. 3 are shaded, 3 are not. The ratio is 3 to 3. Now let's look at a problem that says, at a concert there are 250 adult males, 150 adult females, and 225 kids. And the question says, write each ratio as a fraction in simplest form. So now it's telling us that we have to use the fraction format. Adult males to adult females. Simply looking here and writing 250 to 150 is the correct ratio in fraction form, but I have to simplify it. So in this case, dividing both of them by the same number would simplify this ratio. So let's divide them both by 50. This is 3 and this is 5. So there is a 5 to 3 ratio of adult males to adult females. This says adults to kids, which means I want to total the kids and simplify the ratio. So 250 to 100 plus 100 would make my adults. So 400 adults to 225 kids. It's written in fraction form, but if you remember, it has to be simplified. So simplifying a ratio means dividing it by a form of 1. Dividing it by the same number, top and bottom. When I divide by 25, I think about quarters. If 4 quarters makes $1, then it must take 16 quarters to make 400 cents. If 4 quarters make $1, then this must be 9. So the ratio of adults to kids is 16 to 9. Adult females to not adult males. Adult females is 150. But everything that is not an adult male would include the adult females again. So we have to add 150 and 225. And that gives us 375. So if you notice, we're simplifying 150 and 375 with our quarter trick again. So if there's 4 quarters in 100, then there must be 6 in 150. If there's 16 in 400, then there must be 15 in 375. And again, we can divide 6 and 15, both of them by 3. And so our ratio is a 2 to 5. 2 adult females for 5 not adult males. And then finally, this is a ratio that's 3 items. And they want it in fraction form, so although it might look silly, we are going to write it as they prefer. And so we're going to write 225 over 250. Go ahead and divide all of those by 25. 9 to 6, 9 to 10 to 6 ratio. Are these proportions? If you'll remember, in order to correctly identify proportions, their cross products have to be equivalent. 12 times 5 is 60. 6 times 7 is not 60. It's 42. So the answer is no. 9 times 10 is 90. 18 times 5 is 90. So the answer is yes. 9 times 20 is 180. 6 times 30 is 180. So the answer is yes. All right, we're going to use the same thing we just did there, but this time we're going to come up with an equation that we would have to solve. 15 times 3 is 45. 5 times x is 5x. Our equation 45 equals 5x means that we would divide both sides by 5 and x would equal 9. Which means if I put 9 here, it can simplify to 5/3. 6 times 6 is 36. 12 times x is 12x. 12x equals 36. Divide by 12, because we're using the opposite operation. 36 divided by 12 is 3. 14 times 2 is 28. 7 times x is 7x. 7x equals 28. Divide both sides by 7. X equals 4. You have solved proportions using cross products. The ratio of yellow to red Skittles in a bag is 9 to 10. There are 63 yellow. Now let's answer those questions. So you'll remember when we're answering a ratio question, we write the 3 things we're comparing: red, yellow, and total. Red is 9, yellow is 9, red is 10. Because I have those 2 pieces of information, my total is 19. So, there are 63 yellow. Besides yellow, I'm going to put 63. Multiply everything by 7. And you get 70 to 63 to 133. So, how many red are there? How many red are there is 70. How many more red than yellow are there? 70 minus 63 is 7. And what is the total of red and yellow? 133. All right, these you had to write the unit rate, which means you have to write these in sentence form using the word per. 320 points, 8 games. I want to know the points per game. So I need this to turn into 1 game. 8 divided by 8 gets me to 1, which tells me what I need to do on the top. 320 divided by 80 is 40. So my unit rate is 40 points per game. All right. 50 questions, 25 minutes. How many questions in 1 minute? How do I get from 25 to 1? Divide by 25. 50 divided by 25 is 2. 2 questions per minute. Now, for the sake of time, the sake of room, I'm going to have to come up here and do this one underneath here. 70 Snapchats in 25 days. 70 Snapchats, 25 days. How many did I get per day? So divide by 25. And if you'll see, this one is going to give you a fraction answer, and that's okay. 70 divided by 25 is 2 20/25 of a day. So we would simplify that and we would get 2 4/5. So if you were using that in real life, you would say almost 3 Snapchats a day. Or you could figure out exactly how many it is by multiplying them both by 2 4/5. Simply saying 2 4/5 per day is acceptable, or about 3. This other one should come out even. 4,000 visitors in 40 days. Get to 1 day by dividing by 40. 4,000 divided by 40 is 100. So we would say that we get 100 visitors per week. All right, the last thing on your test is unit rates. Unit rates means look at the price, look at the amount, and this one we're going to find the price per apple, and this one we'll find the price per bottle, and this one we'll have to find the better buy. So, if it cost $5.58 for 6 apples, what is the cost of 1 apple? And in order to do that, I have to divide both the top and the bottom by 6. And so, 93 cents per apple is the price for those apples. The price per bottle, $3.39 for 3 bottles. And I want to know the price for 1 bottle, so I divide by 3. And $3.39 divided by 3 is $1.13. $1.13 for a bottle of nail polish. Finally, which one is a better buy? That means I have to do $3.92 divided by 8 bars and $6.15 divided by 12 bars. So, $3.92 divided by 8 So I have 0.4755 is what shows up on the calculator. And so we would call this 47.8 cents per bar. Let's look at 6.15 divided by 12. 12 into 61 goes 5. Because this is 5, I already know it's going to be more than 50 cents per ounce. And you can see that as I continue to divide until I get to the 3rd digit after the decimal, then I can round it, and so these are 51.2 cents, excuse me, to put that, per ounce. And so we would say that 12 nutty bars is a better buy because it's cheaper per bar. The last thing you're going to have to know for your test is a question that says, if your mom wanted to know the unit price on this glass cleaner, what 2 pieces of information would you need? And the answer is, I would need the price, and I would need how many ounces it is. And you can look right here that this is 32 fluid ounces. Those 2 pieces of information would help you calculate the unit price.